What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning back in. All right, this is it. I'm hoping that this is the video where we put the engine and the transmission back in the car and are able to fire it up on E85 for the first time. I'm super excited to fill you in on what's been going on the last week or so. My dad has the car. It's down in Nevada, and he is doing some work to it with the tunnel. The tunnel's never met up with the firewall totally perfect. It's always had a little bit of a gap. So he's going ahead and taking care of that and doing some firewall work. And in the meantime, I've been gathering all the parts and pieces. Engine is on a cradle, transmission's ready to go. Just been gathering all these parts and pieces to go ahead and take down to Nevada, because we're gonna take all this stuff down there, loading up right now, and we're going to get the engine and transmission dropped in my dad's shop, where it will be a little bit easier because he has a lift and all that kind of stuff. So we're just gonna take all this stuff down there. Been wanting to do a trip home anyway, and hopefully get the car running while we're there. So like I said, we're loading up, got the supercharger in, converters in. I'm bringing my old gas carburetor just in case, but the E85 carburetor's in there from ATM. We'll take a look at that when we get there. And yeah, we're just loading everything up, getting ready to make the trip down. And once we get there, we will do a quick update on what my dad's got done to the car, and hopefully get to throw in this engine and transmission in. So here's what Dad's been working on. Here's the new tunnel piece. Looks a lot better than the old one. That'll meet up with the firewall perfectly now. Then if you saw some of the previous videos behind the new piece on the firewall there, it was all ball peen hammered up and didn't look very good. So there's a new piece there as well, which cleaned it up a lot. It looks really good. We're also working on a new throttle pedal mount too, so there's the nice string throttle cable holding that in the meantime. But we're gonna go ahead, and next project I think is get this window installed, and then once the window's installed all flush and nice, then we will get to putting in the engine and transmission back in.
We have to rivet those while that glue sets up.
I would.
Yeah, just these corners.
All right, guys, we got all of this cleaned up, ready to go, but I think we decided to make a change. Gary over at Silver Street Glass, who's helping us out install the Lexan and stuff, came over and pretty much just talked us into going with a windshield, giving us a great deal. He'll come install it. It comes obviously preformed, and it's going to be a lot less work. Going with glass, it's not that much heavier than the Lexan, to be honest, and don't have to worry about scratching it if somebody writes something on it, or drying it off with a towel and that kind of stuff. Just won't scratch and be a lot easier. So I think we have made a switch, and we're getting some glass on order for the Nova. So now that we're waiting on the glass, we are going to go ahead and get to installing the engine. right, guys, we're making some good progress. The engine's in, of course, transmission's in, all the cooler lines are ran, drive lines in, and we're just plugging away. We just dropped the distributor in, headers are in, starter's in, and yeah, I'm realizing we can tear these things apart way quicker than we can put them back together, but we're making good progress. I think now we're gonna go ahead and get the blower set on here, get the carburetor set on top, build the feed line to the carburetor from the fuel pressure regulator. And I may have to look at my list, but shortly after that, I think we're gonna be ready to fire this thing up. It's heavy.
Looks like it's running alcohol already.
I know, all frosted.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are there. We're putting trans fluid in it. We got to put water in it still. We're going to put a little bit of gasoline in the tank and flush out the return line. All the other fuel lines, new fuel lines, have been cleaned out. We got the supercharger on, the brand new ATM 850 carburetor. This thing is about ready to fire up. To kind of finish off the fuel system, that's how it all worked out. Looks really good. I probably could have, and I still might. I think they make something that's a little bit more than a 90, but not a full 180 degree coming off the log there. That would straighten that out a little bit, but either way, it'll work. I normally just fire it up without the pump on.
Yeah.
And then just turn the pump on when once it starts idling.
Ignition.
Yep, start it.
And then fuel.
Yep.
Oh, the hose back on?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Now we got a mess.
Alright. Ignition on.
right, guys, that's gonna end off this video. I'm super excited. I hope you enjoyed the side-by-side comparison of race gas versus E85, what it sounds like on my car. And again, really the only difference is the fuel, and then before my distributor wasn't locked out, so it used to idle about 15 or 18 degrees, and it would sweep up to 30 or 32, but locked out the distributor, and so now it's idling at 30 degrees in that video. The car is gonna stay here at my parents' for another week or two. Gary with Silver Street Glass is gonna come install the glass here in a couple of days. I have a work trip to California, and then after that we will come and either pick it up or meet my dad halfway, but get the car back to Idaho. Then there'll just be a couple of little things that we need to finish up before race season, and I think this thing's ready to go test. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and following along, especially through the off season. I know there's not a lot of racing content going on, but it's coming. So thank you guys again. Take it easy, and we will see you in the next video.